welcome to Celtic, Luke.
Cheers, thank
you.
you.
The video of you first signing that Friday night, walking down the tunnel, absolutely static. What was going through your head at that time?
It's probably the same as there, don't fall over. Yeah, a couple of cameras on, and so I was like, don't make a fool of yourself here. But nah, listen, it was a special moment. It was one that you don't know how you're going to feel until you're actually in that moment, I think. But walking out, obviously, the lights and that on, it was an empty stadium as well. You can actually proper take it in. See my fiancée as well, to my right, it was nice. Like, her face was all lit up as well. So, nah, it was a real special moment.
When you grew up watching Celtic, is there any players you grew up watching that you maybe base your game on a little bit, or aspire to be like?
I said it earlier, obviously I watched most of the growing up you watch most kind of the football the Celtic are playing, but the team that stuck out, as I said earlier, was the 03-04, kind of Alan Thompson, Stan Petrovs, players like that. Obviously prior last year I was a winger, so mostly I was probably watching just, I don't know, like even Forrest probably at times, like just, obviously he's not like even that much older than us, but just watching him, seeing how successful he is and how successful he's been, and kind of tips and tricks, if you want to say, like how good a player you can be. So I think most of the Celtic players you're watching, obviously just being for here, you're kind of trying to learn off of in every team. So.
And you're on the wrong end of the scoreline one night here. It was 7-1 it finished.
That was nice.
It was nice.
No.
So looking forward to maybe beating another team and being part of that.
That's the first thing I said when I actually walked out the doors down there, and I stepped onto the pitch. I said, feels nice that I'm not going to come here and get dumped off them 7-1 or 6-1 or whatever it was. But no, listen, I think that just shows the quality that you're up against when you're in this league. I knew that before I played Celtic, I knew that while playing Celtic, and now that I'm at Celtic, I think it's about keeping that up, because you don't want to let any team off with anything, because you know how kind of competitive the league can be at times, so you just want to keep pushing and keep pushing.
And look, is a player attracting interest on deadline day, multiple clubs interested in you? Could you talk us through how the day went for you and when you knew where you were going, etc.?
I think it's just the same as like when probably like I don't know, maybe 9 o'clock at night. I was lucky enough actually, in my friends who stays in Falkirk, I was just down seeing him, and was able to kind of just have a phone call. Can you come? Can you get to Celtic Park quickly? Lucky I actually had some nice outfit on. Didn't show up just in a pair of trackies and a t-shirt. And then that was it. There wasn't anything to it. Trained that morning with Dundee. Was fully prepared to kind of go and play St Mirren that next day. And yeah, as I said, I wasn't really focused on all the outside noise, because nothing happens until you're signing a dotted line or you're in the stadium kind of ready to do it. So I knew to kind of keep a calm head and see where it took me.
Can I ask you about noise of the night when you lost 7-1? That was a noisy night at Celtic Park, but then you made your debut for Celtic against the Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Can you compare the noise in both those games?
I can imagine that, because the one on Sunday was a lot louder, a lot better. I like how you just keep reminding me I get beat 6-1 here. I know, thanks. But no, listen, the noise was incredible on Sunday. I think we all know it was probably definitely the best so far this season, and probably be hard to beat now when you hear a noise like that. But it's days and nights like that you want to be involved in here, and parading on the pitch was something really special, and I'll kind of take that with me for as motivation now.
When I reflect back on last season, look, you obviously played Celtic 4 times. I think in each of those 4 games you played 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Can you pinpoint kind of one attribute or quality that makes a Celtic team tick and be so successful?
I think they just don't stop, man. I think it's just the case of, obviously a lot of time I was up against like Matt O'Reilly, who obviously you can see he's went and done it really well for himself, and I think every time I was up against him it was just about decisions on the ball. Like, there wasn't a certain one. I think that's the beauty of this place and this team, is every single aspect of the game is just strength after strength after strength. It's the keeps right through to the striker, everyone, and work as hard as ever. And I think as well is probably, if I wanted to say one, it would be the off the ball pressure. When I was against them, you would feel you had 3, 4, 5 guys around you at certain times. I think that's, and even when I went in and trained this week, that is a massive message. So it's just about kind of buying into that now and kind of not giving other teams a chance to pass or make plays or whatever.
And the international break's just come and gone there for Scotland again. Obviously, signing for Celtic, if you play games, Steve Clark's going to be watching you.
Aye.
So was that an aspiration for yourself this season to possibly get a Scotland cap or be in the Scotland squad for the Nations League?
I think so, aye. I mean, obviously you've got to be playing minutes, you've got to be showing that you're good enough to get a Scotland call-up, and hopefully if I do get minutes then it'll come along, but I'm sure it'll just be down to, I need to be working hard, I need to be showing that I'm a Scotland player, I need to be firstly showing that I'm a Celtic player and good enough to be getting the minutes and good enough to be making things happen. So I'm just looking forward to it. If it happens, it happens. I'm not really focused on that, I'm more focused on making sure I get minutes here first and kind of see where that takes me.
Finally for me, Champions League next week against Slovan Bratislava, 60,000 here, how much are you looking forward to that?
Aye, boys have told me how amazing it is. I've been here myself on a couple of nights. It's immense. I mean, to be able to either stand in the line or be on the bench or regardless of whatever, it's a special place to kind of come and watch your football when it's Champions League nights, and I'm sure come next week it will be as immense as ever.
You said that you were a late bloomer and said you were working early and trained for air.
Mm-hmm.
And what was a slightly different journey you took? Do you think you can provide an inspiration to academy boys, young Scottish boys, that you can make it and play for your boyhood club?
I think so, aye. I mean, I'd hope most of them have that aspiration regardless of where they are. I think that's, as I said earlier, the beauty of football. It's about always having aspirations regardless of what age you are or what kind of level you're playing at. Is you always want to make it to the next step, and I'm just hoping I can do that. I mean, I don't really think about it like that, but when you do say stuff like that, it kind of makes you realise that you could have a big impact on people's lives, especially people that maybe haven't started off as amazing as what, like kind of going and playing for Celtic right away or kind of playing for anybody. It's kind of hard work that will get you to where you want to go, and that's been my kind of message through it.
And I've read that you've got a long-term friendship with Greg Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Has there been anyone in the squad that you've made an instant connection with in your 2 weeks here so far?
Do you know, it's cliche as it sounds, everybody has been amazing. Obviously me and Arnie, like Engels, who's joined newly as well, get really along well just by kind of two as we're here until about 3 in the morning. And we just got to know each other well, and obviously then we both don't know where anything is, so we're just following each other a bit. But all the boys have been immense, and I think you just can tell that even out in the pitch, warming up, whatever it is, going on the pitch, you can tell the camaraderie. The boys are really strong.
And then finally from me, we're playing Hearts the weekend. You've already played in the season, got a goal and an assist. What are you expecting from that game?
It's hard a game as always. Hearts are a big club, and they know they're obviously in European football as well. They kind of know how hard it can be to go for European football to domestic games, and listen, it's a game out there that we know if we work hard and we prepare right and do all the usual kind of stuff that Celtic do, it's we want to try and get the points and kind of go from that.
Look, your journey to becoming a Celtic player is a great example for young players. What advice would you give to players that maybe don't make that breakthrough early on in their career to get to where they want to be?
Is stick in. Generally is the best advice I think I got. Was when I was travelling, me and my friend who doesn't play football anymore, he travelled with me to here and he chucked it because of the travel, and I was just, my dad and my family, my fiancée now would tell me just stick in, like you don't know where it's going to get you, and obviously now they're like, it was us that's got you there and whatever, to try to steal a bit of credit, but nah, that's kind of the message is, I think, stick in and don't be thinking that football gets you too low, and that you can aspire to get better things than what you're at.
And we often talk about midfield players these days as 6s or 8s or 10s. What role is a role in midfield that you prefer?
No, as long as I'm playing, I think. No, listen, I'm happy to do any of them. As I said there, I'm fairly new to this position. I would say when I was growing up, probably played 10, just 10 and winger. But obviously the last year, you're kind of playing sometimes 6, you're playing as 2 6s, you're playing as 2 8s, you're playing as a 10. You're kind of just developing your game through it, and I think coming here as well, and regardless of what position I'm asked to play, I'm sure the coaches will coach me on it, how to play it, and I'll kind of hopefully develop as a player again.
How's it been so far getting to work with a manager like Brendan Rodgers?
It's been special. I think the first meeting we sat in was a bit surreal. I got somehow a seat right at the front as well, and I was a bit kind of taken back at what was happening. But no, he's been absolutely amazing since I've been here. He's just really complimented me, and I think gave me a lot of confidence on, as I said there, don't come here and you want to play, you want to kind of make a statement that you want to come in and challenge for places, and he's even said that. So he just gave me a lot of confidence and kind of ready to run through a brick wall for him already. So that's when you know it's a good manager.
You talked a bit about obviously having to adapt to the footballing side. Could you talk us through a bit about what you're doing to kind of adapt to the mental side of playing for Celtic?
Well, I already kind of, as I said earlier, I work a lot on that. I've got a mindset coach, JJ, who's absolutely brilliant, and I think working with him for the past year and working for him for now, it was all mental preparation on how to get to this point, on what happens if this happens, what goes on in your head, like how to prepare, but then simplifying it all with it's just football at the end of the day. As long as even though it is different, you'll learn each day, you'll get to meet new people that will show you different ways, you'll get to meet new people that will help you develop, as I was saying, and I think that's the main thing he does for me, is takes away the noise and just tells me how simple it can be. So that's what I've been working on.